So the term DV survivor seems to be all over the internet. But what does that actually mean? I feel like we as a society, when we hear the word violence, we automatically think of physical actions. Doing physical harm to someone's body. But all of the domestic violence survivors are injured so much deeper than that. It has really almost sometimes nothing to do with physical abuse, although it's still a huge part of it, but the emotional, mental, psychological, financial, there's so many other ways that violence can show itself. And if you haven't been through that, I realize it's just hard to understand and wrap your mind around how anything could be worse than getting beat up. So if you know someone who has labeled themselves as a DV survivor, and you're just like, yeah, it's one of those fads that everyone's going through right now, or they're just looking for attention, or how bad could it have actually been? So they got hit in the face by someone they were with. Big deal. It's time for you to take a step back and stop being judgmental, because you are contributing to the abuse. Making them think this abusive time in their life is not that big of a deal is further abusing them psychologically. Trying to convince them that they didn't really have it that rough because they didn't get hit every day, not helpful. Asking this person, well, if it was so bad, why didn't you leave sooner? The abuser gradually starts getting worse, and the abused person is already so beaten down, like the abuser just sucks the life right out of them. There's no clear picture, like there's just so much clouded manipulation coming from the abuser that the abused person can't even think straight. They don't understand what reality is, because the abuser just has everything so twisted. I don't know a better way to explain it. This might be a little cheesy, but I'm gonna try. Your best friend takes you out on a boat. It's somebody that you think you can trust. The waves are rocking, everything's kind of whatever. You start to get a little bit seasick. And the whole time you're telling them, hey, I don't feel good, like I think the waves are making me sick. They're just telling you, no, you're fine. Quit worrying about it. It's not that bad. The shit keeps getting worse. And then a storm comes in, and you're like, hey, I'm going to throw up. Like, this is not cool. I want to go back to shore. And then they're just like, you're crazy. Deal with it. Like, I don't feel bad, so why do you? And then when you finally throw up all over the boat, your friend is like, why the hell did you do that? Are you stupid? Why didn't you just tell me we could go back to shore? And you're like, I did tell you. And they're like, no, you didn't. You're crazy. You're fucking crazy. You're nuts. What is wrong with you? Why are you like this? So, imagine that being your life for however many years or months or whatever that this person was with their abuser. Except, obviously way worse, because it's not that point blank. And the more that the abused person tries to make things clear or fix the situation, the worse the abuser makes it, with manipulation and control, and then making it your fault that you threw up. And it sounds crazy, ridiculous. Why would you, if once you get burnt like that once, why would you keep letting them burn you like that? But at that point, you're so beaten down because they have you believing that it's your fault. You can't do anything about it because you think that you should just keep trying harder to fix it. Anyway, if you have been in this situation and you're having trouble explaining it to someone who's in your life now, who's maybe trying to help you get through this rough time, and they might make judgmental comments that they don't realize they're being judgmental, they just don't understand. If you think this video could be helpful, feel free to send it to them, because I feel like the people in your life after you get out either make or break you. If you have no one, Sometimes that might be better because you can at least process and try to understand your feelings on your own without somebody judging you.